All right, here's my overnight print. Looks like everything came out. It's not always a guarantee. Pop off these snowflakes first. They're feeling a lot sturdier. Really nice. Okay. Stick them together. The text on here, I don't know if you'll be able to see. Text is like a little questionable. It might be too small, or I may need to think about a different way to do the lettering. But I like the shell in there. I think that's fun. I could always just do a shell, I guess. Get out of there. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Here's the third one. Here's the fourth one. I did it in gray because I got this big spool of gray on Facebook Marketplace, which is kind of ugly, so I think I'm just going to use that for prototyping. Okay. Yeah, I think it's good. This feels chunky enough that it feels like I could sell it for the $5 that I am targeting for value. It looks cute. It definitely doesn't have that tangliness anymore, which is really nice because they're staying on their own planes thanks to the thickness. They're not like catching into each other as much. I'll have to see when I put them on a key ring or something if that changes, but I'm into this. I just need to figure out this lettering issue. There's the snowflake. All right, this is the first time I've managed, Jesus. This is the first time I've managed to print the pass-through Christmas tree. Last time I tried printing it, this guy got unstuck and fell over and the whole thing spaghettified, so that happens. All right, here's the big moment. So we've got our little tree with this hole in it. Oh my gosh, come on camera. We got this tree with this little hole in it that spirals down. I think these bits here are gonna be a problem. They seem, oh, yep, there you go. Very delicate, which is bad. So I'll have to change that. But I like the way this central thing looks and the little star on it's kind of fun. Moment of truth. Okay, yeah, it's a little tight. I think I need more clearance, but okay, a little tight. Definitely need more clearance. These things are too weak. I think the star is a little bit hard to see. Like the bottom of it is a little bit disappearing into there. I mean, I did that on purpose so that it would be strong, but I think it would be nice to delineate that a little bit. I'd love to make the star a little bit bigger if possible, but that might be a problem to let it pass through all the way. So it has to be small enough that it'll go through the central hole of the star. Oh, interesting. Is that true? What if I wonder if I can, you know, the star gets wider than the central bore of the star because the star tips have to go through too. So I wonder if I could like kind of squeeze the star into that space. I don't know if I'm making sense, but if this central spiral borer star thing kept going, then that's the real space that I have to expand the star into. I've been imagining that the star is limited to this central circle. It's confusing because there's two stars. I've been imagining that the top star has to fit into this circle here so that as it goes down through, it won't catch. But actually, I think it's limited to the volume of this whole spiral core, and that might give me more room. So I'm going to play with that. I'm going to give it more leeway between the two pieces. But I think the overall shape is kind of cute. I put in this kind of draft angle at the bottom so it can actually print without supports, and I think that looks fine. It doesn't look too funny. The overall shape is kind of nice. Maybe it's a little small. Kind of wish it was a little bit bigger, I guess. But I'll have to think about printing. It feels pretty solid. I could do lighter infill maybe for speed. There's interesting little patterns here. I wonder if this is, yeah, this is like some kind of, I don't know what's causing this actually. I thought it was an impact of that internal space kind of like encroaching, but it comes pretty wide out here and the internal stuff is only there, so I'm not sure what's going on there. Interesting. All right, that's a decent first prototype. I don't know if I'll even be able to get it back apart, but there it is. Let's see our ornament. There it is. No problem. All right, so I did the little logo like I said I would. Here it is. This guy is definitely looser, which is kind of interesting. I mean, at first blush, I kind of like how it's like moving. Kind of fun. Oops, and there's the problem. Yeah, I kind of saw this coming. It's just gonna pop in and out really easily because there's barely any curve on this outer ring. It's like basically a flat ring. It does hold it, but just barely, and as soon as you flex, it's out. So I might have to go back a little thicker or think more about that. But let's look at these rings. I couldn't do a different color. Normally I'd pause and do a different color for the top layer for that Snuggets design, but since this is an overnight print, I didn't do that, of course. But let's see if I can put it back together. Here in the middle. Oh yeah, this is kind of hard. It's interesting. Rotate that around. Again, the text does not look great. It might be better with a different color and easier to see. It's tough. I think I'm okay with that. I mean, this is like an optional puzzle, you know? There we go. And then this guy goes like this. Okay. I think I'm getting there. Something like this. Hey, oh no, this guy's I see. I have some of the rings upside down. That makes sense. Yeah, this is tough. It's a little bit fiddly. It might be too fiddly. It might just be annoying, but I need to think about how to do text at this scale, both for this and for the snowflake. And then I think I need to print one with a different color on top and see how it feels then, because it's just extra hard to figure out what's going on when everything is gray. I still like the way it moves. I'm interested in all these dynamics of, like, you know, sliding around, but it just needs to hold together better. Let's see at what ring it is reasonable. This one, even this one, honestly, at this thickness, even like the fourth ring in comes out pretty easy. I think I just got to go thicker, and that's fine. All right, thicker. Change the color of the text. I like the way the little knob on the top came out. I think looks pretty clean. Feels like it's giving the right vibe. So that's good. All right, last one. This is my first prototype of my fidget flake. And I broke it. So we have a little bit of a brittleness issue. I put a little bit of extra glue on the plate last night because I was worried about it coming off. My overnight print the night before, as I said, failed because of the pass-through tree. And so I really didn't want that to happen, and I added some more glue, which may have been too much glue for a little guy like this. Come on, buddy. Gotta be gentle with it, you know? Hey, look, it's spinning. Yeah, so that works. Cool. Maybe I'll just sell the whole plate at once. Get off of there. Good Lord. Come on now. No. Fine. This is carnage. It's not always like this, I promise. How do I... It's hard because, like, normally you can kind of wedge this under a corner, but this central piece, because it spins, is like totally separate. So nothing I'm doing is really getting at the fact that it's glued in, and I have to put pressure on it through this outer ring, which is causing these guys to get a lot of pressure on them. All right, let's play with it on here for a little bit. I mean, again, yeah, it spins good. I actually quite like these springs. I think they... Before I destroyed them, they look quite snowflakey. I think the size is decent. It might be a little bit big again for a kid's hands. You want this to not catch on kind of the web of your thumb and your forefinger when you're holding it. So I could maybe go a little smaller. But the fact that these guys have broken is a concern. I do want them to be sturdy, and so maybe I'll make them a little thicker. I think that would be fine. I'll make the spring a little thicker. And then, yeah, I don't know. I got to think about this release problem because it is a problem. Jeez, I just don't know what, I don't even know how to approach this problem. I guess I'll like go like this. Oh my goodness. It's not going too good. Get out of there. Hey, I got it. Okay. You gotta be kidding me. All right, it just snapped itself in half. Okay, so we have some adhesion issues, but it's kind of interesting. You know, you can see the structure inside. It's just this kind of cut in and then this hourglass shape that fits so perfectly onto there. So here's my prototype. You can see what's left of it. I'm actually pretty happy with this. I think it's close, thanks to my previous work developing those starfish fidgets. I pretty much followed the same procedure. You can see it's got this kind of like three-dimensionality to it. I did this in Tinkercad. They have this like star shape that has these facets, and I used that to kind of cut out the top of it so it's not just a flat shape. I really like the effect of that. It gives it this kind of three-dimensionality. The boing oing oing is good. It's got that boing oing oing. And I like when you've got all of them, you can kind of like, yeah, it's really good. Okay, so the fidget is there. I think the strength is not there. That is a problem. I gotta make them thicker. I don't know if this is gonna be a problem in the future or if this is just like a one-off of putting too much glue on, but I'll have to think about release issues because that didn't go too well. But I'm learning. I have next steps for my prototypes, and I'll see you next time.